Welcome to the Mega64 Podcast, your number one online source. And if you want to see and hear another great podcast for yourself, by all means, go out there and listen to Crappy Castles, another dorky, nerdy podcast made by our friend Travis, who actually we worked with him for a long time, makes this great podcast that everyone can go check out. Unfortunately, for right now, you're stuck here with us.
You got us.
You've already made your pit stop, and you've already failed.
Yeah.
So now you're going to hear some things you wish you didn't hear.
You left the crappy castle and you came to the crappy patio.
Yeah. You're here
Not
in
the
the
patio.
crappy patio section.
We're lounging out in the patio section.
I am just electrified tonight because let me just tell you, Derek and Sean couldn't cut the mustard. They finally called it quits. I've been waiting for this for so long because I got so much stuff to talk about. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
One of the things,
I see figures have made it to the front table now.
Yeah, I'll tell you what's on the front table. You don't need, I don't need your commentary on what's here.
A clear sign Derek is not here today.
I'm making the first. I'm laying the ground rules here and now.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I get a lot of feedback that's like, oh, well, glad Rocco wasn't on the show tonight because I guess there wasn't enough time to talk figures and Disneyland. You're getting hours of both tonight. Anytime I got that email, I put a notch mark on the wall in my cell.
Yeah. There's Apple news, right, Kevin?
There was new MacBooks last week.
Rocco's gonna lay us.
New MacBooks last week. We went to Disneyland last Wednesday. We're going to talk about that. Hasbro Pulse Con was this Friday. They announced all kinds of we're talking Power Rangers figures, Star Wars figures. We're going to be getting to all of that. I got top ramen socks.
Wow, already, Johnny.
Where's Kev Cam on that?
We don't got. I'm
here.
On
the set.
I'm on the set.
I can't extend these enough to see the logo.
It's almost like Sean was still here. Feet on the table.
No, come on. I'm not barefoot.
No, that's true. You did us the kind.
Anyway, sorry.
What kind of wild ass shoes are those for real? Though, those like double dare shoes.
Oh my God.
Double dare shoes.
Is it Mark Summers in here?
Yeah, these are the Mark Summers Air.
You got to tie and untie them over and over again.
No, they're Nerf shoes. That's really not a joke.
Nerf or nothing.
Nerf or nothing. That's the way I feel about my feet. Anyway, we're just gonna have a heck of a time here. So I'm getting ready to just blast.
Okay.
The news. I don't even know where to begin.
Well, I think Meg should give
Theme
us
song. Hey, welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that theme song. This week we kind of did something a little weird with the theme song. I don't know what it is. Johnny's gonna have to edit that. I don't know what it was.
It was weird though, right?
I'm throwing I've been cut loose, so I'm just throwing curveballs.
Yeah.
So there's something weird about it.
Enjoy that.
Yeah. So whatever it was, I hope you enjoyed it.
We used to clap right here, and then it would be like that's when the weird thing would happen. But
Yeah. No.
Now you know.
He can do whatever he wants.
okay,
I'm
we're
just, that's
not holding them to a time.
I'm giving
Okay.
him creative freedom.
Okay.
Anyway, welcome to the show. Kevin is off the Kev Cam tonight.
Yeah, I'm in front of the Kev camera right now.
He's in front of it. We're still like working out some of the bugs with his free roaming, as we call it, the Kev Cam, because we're using an older camera.
We're gonna have these points here.
Great example. But
Some bugs to work out.
Man.
we're still working on, because we're using an older camera, but we love the energy that the old camera gives because it has such a loose zoom.
Yeah, it has a really quick zoom.
That we love it, but it's like really out of date. And so you've probably seen on some older shows that sometimes you'll zoom in on someone and it like turns blue or something.
Yeah, it's starting
weird like
to
that.
die, right?
Yeah, it's a dying camera. We used to use it on a lot of older videos. I mean, we use that in like the version 3 days, I think, or something like that. So anyway, we're working on updating that. Kevin is taking a break from that right now as we get that resolved. But we also have Meg here tonight. Meg is in town.
Yeah.
And we've been having fun. We went, as we mentioned, got to go to Disneyland.
We
did.
did.
Did you miss California? Have you missed?
Oh my God.
Has it been nice being here?
It's been so nice.
What's it like in Texas right now? Is it like really cold or
No, it's still super hot.
Oh, it really is?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's like 90 degrees every day.
Oh, right
So-
now? I didn't think it would be in October. Wow.
It's starting to cool down to like 80.
Oh,
So,
geez. Okay.
I mean, it's been so nice to be in California though.
Oh yeah.
I've eaten
always.
so many burritos.
Oh God, yeah. I can
Oh yeah,
imagine.
no
Yeah.
Tex-Mex over
No
here.
Tex-
That is
Nice.
me. Anytime we travel, literally anywhere, it's like I get almost like homesick just for that. I'm like,
I need
right?
a good burrito.
Well, that I think you do that too, right?
Yep.
We'll be like flying back from anywhere and it'd be like, I gotta get a burrito as soon as we land.
Yeah.
Like it's been too long. It's been
Yep.
too long.
Yeah, as soon as I landed, California burrito
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
at almost midnight. So
Yeah.
hell yeah.
worth it.
That's the best
Very
time to
worth
get
it.
it.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, yeah, happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Yeah, Derek and Sean are doing something. I don't know. Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
But
Got the A team here. We're bringing you prime content.
exactly. Now let's get into it.
Yeah.
Friday at Hasbro Pulse Con, a lot of people thought they were going to show a new replica Ranger helmet. They didn't. They showed Lord Zed's head. They're selling his head.
Lord Zed's head.
Yep.
Now his technical
It's
head
not a
isn't a
helmet?
helmet.
No, he's got like he's got like a fleshy
Please.
brain head, and he's got like the
guess.
metal armor around it.
Can you put his
Ah.
head on, or is it just a bust?
No, it's like you can wear it, but like
Okay. They
it's
made
a
actually
helmet
just his
out of
head.
his head.
Yeah, but it's
Okay.
actually just his head.
So you can still cosplay as Lord Z.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it comes with like a nice stand to put it on. It's like his fucking head. It's really kind of amazing.
I'm excited to see that. He's one of the coolest looking dudes out there.
Yeah.
Isn't
Him and
the-
Corporal something.
Isn't the brain squishy?
Yes.
Oh,
The brain
so
is
you can
squishy.
just squish your own brain.
I mean, his brain is exposed and it is squishable. It's like, yeah, they didn't like go hard plastic
Is
or
there
anything.
fluid like in between the
Ew.
membranes?
He did have fluid going through piping like on his
Oh,
armor,
yeah.
but not in his head. Just a squishy brain.
Wow, that's cool.
So they showed that. We were hoping for Silver Space Ranger. That didn't show up. Even though that's showing up at GameStops in Canada. Where was the announcement? Bullshit.
Yeah.
Trying to
Fucked
think.
up, eh?
Trying to think of anything else they showed.
I heard. Okay. Are you saving the Power Rangers and not moving on to
What?
Star Wars?
Oh no! What did you hear?
Well, Brian
Oh.
showed me while we were doing some work in my office during that PulseCon.
Yeah.
That the Rancor for the Black Series
Yes.
has like a 20 or is it 47-inch arm span or something?
40
crazy?
something. I thought it was like 42 or 44.
Yeah, what the
But-
44 inches
so-
is like?
So
That's
for
like
those,
as tall as I am.
Yeah. So for those who haven't followed, Hasbro does this thing every like quarter or so called HasLabs, where they will make a product too big for like retail, but if they
Yeah.
have enough people fund it, basically, they'll make it.
Is that
And
kind of how you
that's-
got the Sentinel?
That's where Sentinel came
Sentinel.
from. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Sentinel back here, that was part of the HasLabs project. They needed to have like 10,000 people order that before they could make it,
Okay.
or whatever number it was. The Rancor has been known for a long time that would be the next one. The Rancor from Return of the Jedi, the monster that eats the fucking pig man, and the fat sweaty dude cries about it.
Yeah.
Classic.
We love
We've been waiting on that, and they showed it. But here's the thing. I got to express my disappointment.
Uh-oh.
It's hundreds of dollars. Not surprising because it's huge. And yeah, 40. I mean, like that's like four. It's like 4 feet if you put his arms out like that.
Yeah, because he's got
4
giant
feet.
long arms.
I just wanted to do it
I
right in
guess.
front of you guys. But they didn't have a painted version. They just showed a gray prototype. But I'm like, okay, cool. But if I'm gonna like throw some money at this, I got to see the painted version. Am I crazy?
Well,
Am I
You've
wrong?
seen the movie. You know what it looks like.
I think you might be a little off here.
You think so?
The quality of the black figures is consistent.
The Star Wars Black
Star Wars
Series.
Black Series.
line. Yeah.
And this
Mostly.
the face sculpts and the paint jobs on them is, I would say, high quality. Like the NECA stuff has a certain quality to it that you come to expect.
Yes.
I would think that they would hold up their end of the deal, especially with looking at that Sentinel. I mean, that thing is
Yeah.
prime. The articulation points and the metal parts that they did use and the build quality and
Sure.
everything.
It's not like I have doubt, But if you want me to pay that up front,
Yeah.
I want to see the finished one. I don't know. I just
Someone
feel
should
like
have worked hard to paint that, prototype.
yeah.
Too big.
Now, the only thing I will say that is a little bit, I'm piquing my curiosity, is they always have these grayed out like things like, okay, if we have like 10,000 people order it, we'll include this. If we have 20,000 people order it, we'll include that. And that's what they did with the Sentinel. They had like, it comes with another X-Men figure. Or I didn't know who any of them were, to be honest. But there's rumors that like the first one might be the Twi'lek dancer, like the alien woman that falls in the pit or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's talk that one of the higher up ones is the Rancor keeper, the
big sweaty guy.
the sweaty crying man when the Rancor dies. If they show that, they got my money tomorrow. They will because I don't think they're ever going to make that.
Yeah, why
Yeah.
would they make that in
And-
the scale of those black
Yeah,
suits?
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they're scaled to the Rancor, so you're getting full figures
Exactly.
of these things.
Why would they would never
Wow.
make that otherwise? Because if they
Yeah.
put that on shelves, people would be like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" But that
Sweaty
always
bald
made me
man.
laugh. This fucking crying man when he's looking at this dead monster. And so, yeah, if they make that, you got my money tonight.
Yeah.
So, game on. But that's it. I think that's pretty much all I got.
That's all you got.
From that.
That's such a moment of levity in that part of Empire Strikes Back.
That's
Is that-
Return of the Jedi.
That was in Jedi. Okay.
Yeah.
That Lawrence Kasdan? Who did that?
I think. Which ones did he write? I can't remember.
Don't remember.
What a funny little, like, you don't think of those as being that comedic, but that scene sticks out in my head like perfectly.
You just think it'd be
He's
one of those things they
laughing.
would cut.
Yeah, right.
Like
For
the
time.
guy, like the big dude running in and seeing the monster going, oh, no. He's not in
It's
any
his
other
pet.
part. No. And monsters put their arms around him.
Yeah.
No. That would be something you would see in the editing room and go like, all right, yeah, cut that.
Come on.
Luke Skywalker, the hero, just slayed this demon monster.
Yeah.
But this guy's, it was his pet.
Yeah. And there's
So
also
that's funny. That's
there's
good
also the
writing.
exterior shot of Jabba's palace where the frog eats another thing and goes bleh, and like burps.
Remember
And it's
that.
just like, wow, you just are leaving everything in.
But that's special edition, I thought.
no, that was
original?
I think so.
Oh, because it was shitty puppets, and I
Yeah.
think they made it look better or something. Okay.
Maybe something like that. But yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I was anyway,
That's
that's
all-
that's the Rancor update for now. I want to be able to commit to it. I
Yeah.
just can't right now.
Just paint it yourself.
Show me the painted. I will
DIY.
not paint it. I will not paint it. If I painted it, it would look very bad. Anyway, what's been going on with you guys? I feel bad. I took over the
We had a whole figure update.
Yeah.
I didn't get any figs.
No new figs?
No new figs.
No. Nothing.
Why not?
Not enough shelf space.
That's my problem. I just cleaned out a whole like shelf wall unit in my living room, and I'm moving all these figures out and just putting them in boxes going, I have no plan. Like, we're getting rid of this piece of furniture. I don't know what to do with all of these fucking
my God.
toys.
Mm-hmm.
Swap
I'm
meet.
coming up with a plan. No, not the swap meet.
no.
Melting down.
Never.
No.
I'm
The
not-
plastic is
I'm not out of room for any figures. Like people are always like, "Oh, you're not gonna have room for many more." I still have a lot of room for figure. Like you'd be surprised
Yeah.
how many you can fit if you really organize your space. The problem for me is like things like that helmet, like
big
any
stuff.
big shit
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
I don't know where to put that. So that's
end
up
up
to
here.
Derek and Sean at this point.
See,
'cause I don't have any room.
I'm moving that wall unit out with all of these little figures and collectibles on it, and I'm putting in these just two big glass cases for kind of larger statues and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's all weekend I spent soldering and wiring in LED lighting because they didn't
Oh,
come
wow.
with them.
Yeah, that's cool though.
But I'm focusing more on like a big kind of statue or like I see a lot of helmets. Game companies figured this out a few years ago. Like that's the best special edition tie-in
Yeah.
to get the price like up to $100.
Yeah.
What what?
Like throw a helmet in.
Like
Oh,
the
a helmet.
Fallout
Yeah.
helmet.
Remember when the Master
Oh,
Chief,
yeah.
the first helmet in a
Yeah.
special edition I ever saw was Halo 3 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it didn't fit a person.
No, it was just the
Yeah,
last thing.
I
It
just remember they kept talking about the
misstep.
helmet, and they were didn't somebody, I don't know if it was just someone online or if it was somebody at Bungie was like, it won't fit you, might fit your cat, or they
Your
made
cat?
someone made a
Yeah.
cat joke.
Oh my
And then that
God.
became like the thing you called it, like, oh, the Halo 3 edition with the kitty cat helmet. like everyone I knew called it that. Does this one come with a kitty cat helmet?
Fucking gamers, dude.
Whoa.
And I think we call it that. There was like one of our
Smartasses.
older videos. We called it that, in, or exclusives video or something. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, you got to go. You got to actually do the full thing now, or else
People
you're gonna get.
Yeah,
pissed
you got to
off.
be able to wear it.
Yeah.
I
I
need
think
to wear
I think I can get away with that. Most gaming special editions or whatever mega editions. It's funny, as much as I love, figures and collectible shit and statues, whatever, most of them, they don't usually include a statue that I want.
No.
No.
It's very rare.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, because like I remember Last of Us 2 came out, but it was just kind of like a gruesome looking statue, It was
Yeah.
like, I don't know. It's like, I don't need
Do you want to
Who was
display
it?
this in your home?
Yeah, it was just like Ellie looking all like wet and bloody and
Yeah.
shit. It was just like, I'm good,
The only special editions I like is the ones that come with a soundtrack or a
Yeah.
book.
Yes.
That's all I care about. I don't need trinkets. I don't need
Yeah.
a figure. I don't
Okay.
need any of that stuff.
I
And
totally-
I'll actively not get it.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
What about lithograph? Remember they were doing that for a while?
Yeah,
I think I
Yeah.
got a Resident Evil 4 lithograph.
Yeah.
I agree with you though. Like they should have content. I am always a sucker for when they do a hardcover book.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love like the art book. The Metroid one did have that. It actually had like a big ass kind of coffee table book
Yeah.
with all the artwork in it. I beat that game.
Did you? I was going to ask, is
I
there an
did.
update? Because I picked it up. I haven't started
Oh,
it
okay.
yet.
So you actually
I need,
got
still
it.
need to pick it up.
The last time I talked about it on here, I was saying I'm worried this is going to be too hard, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, stick with it, stick with it, stick with it." I did. It was too hard for me, but this was for me the hardest game that I pushed through until
Right.
the end.
Okay.
Because I like Metroid so much, and it was such an addicting game that I didn't want to stop. And I was like, no, you know what? I'm gonna learn this. I'm gonna figure it out. And it being on Switch, it was a lot easier to like carry it around with me and bring it like, okay, I got a few minutes. Let me, I think I literally went and got burritos for us during one day of work
Yes,
here.
I remember that.
And I brought it with me, and it's like, okay, it's gonna take like 20 minutes. I'm like, okay, I can beat this boss. I can beat this boss. Okay, because I had it with me, I was able to like.
Keep
It was
hammering
totally,
away.
yeah, and it was totally the kind of game where I always hate having to do this, and I'm always like, no, but it's true. It's got so many bosses that you got to stop playing right now and sleep and wake up, and you'll beat it right away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was that-
Right.
where they have consistent patterns, and you get it, but you're just like too burned out to do it.
I totally
Yeah.
get that.
Yeah.
It happens to me all the time.
And then, yeah, same thing happened to me. I'd play this guy like 50 times, wake up the next day, kill him the first time. And it's just like,
Yeah.
I needed like a break.
I know
But,
it's time to take the break when the bruise on my thigh
Ooh.
starts to grow
Yeah.
larger than a grapefruit size.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay.
Just-
I'm gonna stop punching myself and I'll just beat this in the morning.
Yeah. So it was too hard for my comfort zone. I've played and beat all the 2D Zelda games. For some reason, whatever reason, I struggled with this one the most. And I think what it was.
You said Zelda,
Zelda,
but Metroid.
Oh,
Metroid.
Metroid. I do that all the time.
Yeah.
There was one podcast where I said the wrong Dragon Quest, I think like
Yeah.
20 times.
Mhm.
I kept saying, yeah, the thing about Dragon Quest 8 is
And none
that
of
I
us
was
play.
talking about like 11 the whole time. But I
And-
kept saying that.
None of us play that, so we
No.
didn't catch you on it.
Yeah, I said it 50 times. And people were like, why are you playing this PS2 game? I'm like, no.
Wait a second.
But I think my two issues, I'll die on the hill of the fucking stealth ME robots. I
Yeah.
did not like those parts. Did not enjoy those parts. They were just repetitive and I got tired of them. But I think if there was anything I could tweak for my comfort zone, it would be, I wish the bosses didn't take so much damage. That was my only.
Oh, okay. They take a long time.
Well, for me, I just felt like in past. Did I say Zelda again? I'm not saying Zelda again.
No,
no.
Metroid. In past 2D Metroid games, I feel like I would suck at a boss, or I would kind of get its pattern, but I would still get beat up a lot, whatever. I feel like if I truly sucked that bad, I could go explore the map and find more health tanks and come back. And it's like, okay, now I can kind of get beat up a little bit while I figure out what to do here. And I feel like that kind of didn't matter in this game. Like a thing would hit me with a tentacle and it's like 4 full tanks gone, and it's like,
Oh my God.
that's like almost all my health. Like,
Yeah.
I just felt like it almost kind of didn't matter if I kept collecting health tanks. So those are my only 2 like complaints if I was designing it. But I know they definitely made this one for a different crowd that really enjoys that kind of little more masochistic experience.
Yeah.
So
Are there difficulty settings?
no. Oh yeah. When you beat it, you could get a harder mode.
Oh, good.
That's it.
So I
good.
do
start.
If
it's just normal.
I'm someone who does play games on easy a lot. if I could just pick a mode where the bosses took a little less damage, I would have done that. But you know, it inspired me to kind of keep at it, and I learned now those bosses I can beat without getting hit because I would learn their patterns. But I'm just saying, for my personal gameplay experience, I would have liked if maybe I could just take a little less health on that.
I'm starting to think I should have started No More Heroes 3 on easy instead of normal.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting to the point with that too, where it's the bosses that are like, fuck.
Yeah.
I have to learn the dodge and the parry to
and you can't change it mid-game?
That's the one software lately that you cannot change.
I feel like every game nowadays you can
Almost
that at any
all
time,
of them,
yeah.
but it warns the hell out of you.
Yeah. And I'll be real, like there's a lot of games that I start on easy, and as I play them go like, okay, I could
throw this
let's
on
bump
normal.
this up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That happens too. It goes both ways. But yeah, that's the only game I played recently that it would not let you either way. And easy mode is like the total opposite, where it's like nothing can hurt you.
See, I don't
There's
need
nothing
that.
in between
No.
that. Like, yeah, I was kind of confused by that. But anyway,
I'm learning the patterns in that game. It's like a new Devil May Cry. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
I start playing it like a button masher.
yeah.
Yeah.
Realize, oh shit, I have to parry. Okay, let me learn how to play this game.
Yeah.
Then I go through all the tutorials and like do them over again.
Yeah.
So I think I've started No More Heroes 3, I think twice.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
but I
did
got it.
enjoy
I'm getting better.
Yeah, I did enjoy it, but I think that Metroid is, I don't know, that would be, I'm going to say so far, like if I had to pick my favorite game this year, I want to say it was Yakuza Like a Dragon, but that was technically last year.
Yeah.
But I waited for the PS5 one, which was this year. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know like what that
Same.
counts, but that of what I played this year, that is my favorite. But I think this would be the Metroid game would be my second favorite.
I gotta go.
It was
Resident
really,
Evil.
really good. Yeah, Resident Evil was awesome.
That makes sense.
That was my favorite.
I think
game so far.
Village was. I guess we're getting near that time where we start discussing. towards
Yeah, I
the
keep
end of the
thinking
year.
it's too
Yeah.
soon. I'm like, we're heading towards
Oh my
November.
God.
Yeah, I think I'd have to go Resident Evil Village without a doubt.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really, even as much as I kind of complained about the difficulty in Metroid, even though that's out of my personal comfort zone, I just wanted to say, like, I do appreciate, even if that's outside of mine,
Yeah.
I do appreciate they did not phone it in. Like you know what I
Okay.
mean? Like they made a robust game, a challenging game. It wasn't just like, here's all the Metroid things you remember, hold the stick to go forward and see it all. You know what I mean? Like I feel like every now and then we'll get a game from, whether it be from Nintendo or somebody else, where it just feels like, okay, you cut corners enough to get this out and it's got the name. I appreciate that this really delivered on the classic gameplay, and it felt really, when it ended, really rewarding. Like, I don't know.
Okay.
It wasn't just like nostalgia bait.
No, I thought they did a really good job, like delivering on something people have been waiting a long time for. That's what I think. Johnny, you beat it too. Did you feel that way?
I don't have a mic up here.
Oh, he doesn't have a mic.
Yes.
But he said yes.
He said yes.
He had no choice. He had to get out of that bit because he has no mic. So
Yeah.
he just agreed. No, but anyway.
Easiest answer.
So I can appreciate that.
Did
a
they
lot.
stick to this being like the end of Samus's story?
I mean, it's the end
The
of
way
like
this
there was an
wraps up?
arc among the 2D games.
Okay.
There was an arc over the course of 5 games, and it concluded with this one. But I don't think that's like, like the Metroid Prime games technically like take place in between them, and stuff. There's
Sure.
going to be more Metroid. I think it's like, look, this one took like 20 years to come out, so we're just not like dangling this in front of you. They'll figure out a way.
Is there already a 3D Metroid announced?
Yeah.
I mean, Prime 4 has
Prime
been
4.
on the way for a
Prime
long
4.
time.
And they
Yeah.
showed that alongside, I remember when
They
Dread-
showed a logo.
Oh, that's what it
all
was.
they showed,
Right.
and they came out and said, like, yeah, we are retooling this whole thing. It wasn't
Yeah.
working out. Like only a couple of years ago.
Oh,
like 2
okay.
years ago.
I give them a lot of credit for that. That was pretty nuts. That like most games you would just not hear about for 10 years, and they actually came out and said we're redoing it.
Yep.
It wasn't working out. I can't think.
We made it for
Can you
Wii
think
U.
of any other game where they've come out and said that? I'm trying to think of
Metal
one.
Gear Revengeance or
Yeah, they kind of did with that.
They kinda
they
did, yeah.
scrapped the whole original.
Yeah, Metal Gear Rising.
Yeah,
That's
Rising.
right.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't working out, so they just made it. They gave it to
Yeah.
Platinum, and it made a whole different game.
I couldn't think of any other. I can't think of any other examples, but that one kind of was. Yeah.
They kind of did something like that for Bioshock Infinite too.
Yeah.
Where like they showed like a whole trailer. I think they showed like 10 minutes of the first gameplay.
Yes, and it was a different game.
It was a completely different game.
But did they actually come out and say like, "Hey, we had to redo this"? Did they say something? Maybe they.
Something
I can't remember.
Maybe vaguely. I don't quite remember. It's been a long time, but I know like everybody was like, "Hey, wait, what happened?"
Yeah.
Because it was completely
Were
different.
you? Did you like? Oh, what were you going to say?
No, I was just gonna say. Go ahead.
No.
I was just going to ask if you liked Bioshock Infinite
Yeah, it was fine.
love
because
It-
you were a big fan of the original. I
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah, I love the original. It was just like I like the original, and they did something different.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
I
See,
need
I
that
was
too.
never super attached to the first one. I
Yeah.
played a good chunk of it. I don't remember what happened. I stopped.
yeah,
And then Infinite came out, and it's like, well, I'll just play this to talk about it. I'll be able to talk about it on the podcast. And I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, you got
the
sucked into
story
that
is
game.
so
Yeah.
Yeah.
awesome in
Great.
this. So I really liked it. And I've
Yeah.
always loved story. Like, again, like I'm not playing for like super challenging gameplay and stuff. Like I really love presentation and story and you know, whatever. So I understand not everyone feels the same way. But I replayed them all. I planned to do a video that I never fucking recorded. But when they all got re-released recently,
Switch.
Yeah.
I played them all in a row. And I never even looked at Bioshock 2.
Yeah,
Oh,
that always
okay.
seemed like
Yeah.
a sleeper. Like I didn't know anyone who played that.
Yeah, I actually played through all of them. And so I was going to do this whole video, but I never got around. I still want to get around to it.
Yeah.
But it really exposed what was happening. I was like,
yeah.
there's stuff that I didn't. There's still ways they executed things in the first Bioshock that I didn't love.
Yeah.
I just didn't like that it has a great world, but I just never cared for how they introduced you to it.
Sure.
Whereas I felt like Infinite breadcrumbed you a lot more interestingly.
Yeah,
But
I can see that.
But that being said, like there's a lot of interesting gameplay to kind of gel into the storytelling as the first game goes on. Whereas, man, now I play Infinite and I go, wow, now that I played the other ones, holy shit, you're just shooting the same cops over and over and over to get
Yeah.
you to the next story beat.
Yeah.
Which I still really like the story.
I love the environment. I
Yeah.
love the story.
The world
but-
I love. But you know, even the story, even the story now years removed, playing it now, I'm like, wow, you missed them. There's some parts of it that are just like,
some parts don't make sense.
In Infinite?
Straight up.
yeah, there's parts that don't make
Oh,
sense, but
okay.
also like there's like, you know, the rebellion that like springs up in not Rapture,
Columbia?
Batu. Columbia. Yeah. Batu. But there's like the rebellion that like springs up, and then you just like, sorry if I'm spoiling Bioshock.
Oh,
Infinite
no,
for anybody. You just like kill their leader, and you're like, yeah, well, they're no better than Comstock, and I'm like, what are you?
Yeah.
Wow, what?
I think like shit got super rushed because they
Yeah.
did the whole rewrite and the whole
Yeah.
like revamp of the entire game. Because
Yeah.
I read there's a whole wiki of all the changes.
Yeah.
And
It's pretty nuts.
We got screwed over.
Yeah. So there's things about like the sci-fi story I really love.
Yeah.
And still did replaying it, but there was a lot I saw. I think I was just taken by surprise by it when I first played it. And I had a lot more things to critique this time. But anyway, so at some point I'll do the video.
Yeah, you should.
But and then BioShock 2 had interesting gameplay, but I was not compelled to
It was
like
a whole different
go
team.
Yep.
That made it.
yeah. The game, there was really cool gameplay stuff, but the story wise, it was just like, get in the subway car and go here.
Yeah.
No, you're here. Well, now go to the next one. I was not very engaged by it, but it was fun to play.
Yeah.
Was it still like the harvesting the little sisters to big daddies and
Yeah.
that whole thing into Bioshock 2?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you played as
Oh, you did play as a big daddy.
yeah.
Big
And
daddy.
there were big sisters in that one
Yep.
too.
Oh, right. They
Yeah.
had a big
Scream
drill
really
arm.
loud.
Yeah.
They had a big needle.
Yeah.
I like any game where something screams at you.
Yeah, gotta love just screaming
Yeah.
in games. What's your favorite scream in a game?
You know, Derek came
Wilhelm.
on the PPS and he played that game Chivalry, and Chivalry 2 is what we played
Yeah.
Huh.
last week's
Okay.
PPS.
Yeah.
There's a button just to shout. There's just because like
That's
it's,
awesome.
it's
Oh my God.
medieval like battles, and yeah, when you're running into battle like Braveheart, everyone's just
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
yeah, and it's so loud. It's loud shouting in the video game
Yeah.
over every sword
Really?
fight and everything else. You just hear all this screaming, and it's kind of like it gets jarring after a while. It's like
Yeah.
wow, everyone is yelling.
That's just like 50 Cent Blood in the Sand kind of revolutionized that.
Oh,
with the
yeah.
profanity button.
Profanity.
Oh
button.
my
Motherfucking
god.
shit, bitch. I mean, it was just like, wow.
You have to unlock
that's
certain ones, right?
You
Yeah.
really did.
The
have
really
to
bad
unlock
ones.
I know we've talked
What?
about it on here a million times, but that you really unlocked profanity.
Wow.
Yep.
With in-game currency.
Yeah, but
Pay to win.
wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wonder when there has to be a new Bioshock any day now.
Yeah.
right?
They've got to be working on it.
Remember they
Just haven't
were
announced
remember
it.
they were working on a PSP one at one point, or,
Oh,
or was
wow.
it Vita? I don't remember.
I don't know. Is it still coming out?
Yeah.
It's weird because I've been seeing like job postings about it,
Oh.
and it seems like they're making an open world game.
Oh, really?
That could be.
So I don't know.
Man,
Wow.
I mean that could be cool.
Could be cool. Could
Hey.
be bad.
I will say this. I love single player like linear story
Yeah.
experiences.
Yes.
That's really my passion. But I will give some points and say that like if you were in Rapture and could go literally anywhere, that
Yep.
would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like if that was or a place like that.
You drop
Yeah.
back
Yeah.
in those
And
worlds.
in
yeah.
fact, I would even argue that like, yeah, Columbia or whatever, if that had been just open instead of all like
Yeah.
a lot of things roped off and things,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
maybe
Metal
that-
Gear
maybe
did
that
it,
would've been
and
cool.
I loved it that they switched
Yeah.
to that.
Yeah.
Zelda did it, and it became my favorite Zelda ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
That's true.
We'll see.
Yeah, I go back and forth on that kind of stuff. It just depends on how well they do it.
Yeah.
And again, like I don't want like 100 open world games at once.
Mhm.
But you know, BioShock's never done it. They've already done the linear thing a few times, so maybe it's
Yeah.
okay to
Yeah.
try it.
Mix it up a bit.
You know, Kojima, obviously his last game was Death Stranding. I'm kind of replaying that now. I haven't had a ton of time to do it, but on PS5. But like with him, like I hope his next game is like a 15-hour weird story that's just like a
Yeah.
linear single player game.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like that's everything I would ever want.
Silent Hill.
The Lords of Shadow is
Yeah,
what I'm
Silent
thinking of.
Hills.
Remember
But
he came to help with Castlevania?
Yep.
Yeah.
And we got
I
that
ne- I never-
super long linear Castlevania with
Yeah.
Gabriel Belmont.
I think it was the same developer that made this new Metroid.
Really?
Oh,
Wasn't
really?
it like Mercury Steam or something?
I think so.
Do you
I've
know,
heard of them,
Johnny?
yeah.
Do you know about that? I think it's the same developer.
You would not want to breathe that. Mercury
Mercury
Steam.
Steam,
Would be
no.
Mercury Stream. Don't
Cause
be,
cancer.
Don't
Prop
Don't-
65 warning on that game title.
don't breathe
Only
Mercury
in
smoke.
California.
Don't breathe that. We're talking Will It Blend videos. What's your favorite Will It Blend video? Would
Oh.
you say?
Dude, would the fertility idol blend? That's what I want to know.
Ooh.
Probably
I think
not.
it would.
That's solid,
Solid
gold.
gold. Yeah. Be
Bite
gold,
into that,
gold dust,
Kevin.
breathing it in.
See how hard that gold is.
Yeah.
Bite the kid off.
Did you get that as kids, like when they bit gold in a movie? That they
I
were
never
seeing
knew
to
why they
see-
did it.
No.
Because real gold's soft, so they could see if, oh no, this is real or fake or not.
Yep.
You just thought like, why do they taste it?
Yeah, I thought like because as a kid, my logic was, and I know there's got to be people out there that agree, that are with me.
I'm
on
sure.
this.
Gold coin?
Please don't tell me I'm crazy. But when I was a kid, there was always like chocolate coins. Like,
Yeah.
they would have those gold coins. You'd unwrap them, they'd be chocolate. So I always thought they were making sure that it wasn't one of those. Like, all right, take a bite. You know, and then
real.
if
This ain't one of those Hanukkah coins.
you know what
No,
I
it's
mean?
real.
I didn't know. It's like they bite it. Oh, there's chocolate. You know,
That's how funny.
literally what I thought.
Yeah, that's little kid logic. That makes total
But
sense.
what is I still don't know. What is the real reason they do it? So that it doesn't bend? Or
No,
what?
to see if it's because it's soft.
It'll leave
Yeah.
teeth marks.
Teeth
so it'll
marks.
leave a small
Gold,
So
teeth
they
mark.
want to see their teeth.
Pure
Yeah.
gold is super soft.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Like a doubloon would be like a little impression of your tooth in there. And you
Yep.
go, oh, it's real.
Real.
Okay.
Real doubloon.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I like,
I don't know. As a kid, that's
It's
what
like
I thought.
chocolate.
yeah.
I would have thought that too.
Yeah,
think
we
we've
always
had
had
that
those
discussion
Why did they make
before.
all those chocolate coins? And they were
Because
so
they're
hard
good.
to unwrap.
I love chocolate
Impossible to
No, I did
unwrap.
too, but
Loved 'em.
It was hard to unwrap.
coins. I just eat them with the foil. You unwrap them?
No.
Okay.
Wait a second.
We are.
I don't have any cavities.
That reminds me, we are coming off the heels of. We actually haven't really streamed since then. I don't think that we. Not on the podcast.
I'm all streamed out.
But thank you everybody who tuned in for
Yes.
our interactive Hell Festival
Yeah.
stream a
was a
couple weeks
blast.
ago. Had so much fun. Was that last week or the week before?
Last Saturday.
That was
Last
last
Saturday.
Yeah,
Saturday.
last Saturday.
I've lost track of time. Thank you everybody who tuned in for that. I had a blast. It was a lot of fun. It was really cool. But I got to ask, we're hot on the heels of Halloween.
Mhm.
I'm sure we've talked about this before. Definitively, what was your favorite Halloween candy? If you got one, if you showed up at a door and you'd get this, you were like,
Oh,
what was it?
it's classic.
Skittles.
Snickers bar.
Snickers
Snickers.
bar.
I gotta go.
Ooh.
I gotta go.
Okay.
Either Snickers or the big size Reese's.
Those are
If I got the little
Ooh.
one, I'm still happy. But like you'd sometimes get the big
2-pack
one.
of big
That or the
Reese's.
Snickers.
Yeah,
that's why I was so eager to
Full size.
eat the one with the razor blade in it.
Oh.
I'll talk about.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
We'll talk about that in a second. But what was your favorite, Meg?
Starburst.
Starburst.
Yeah.
I love Starburst.
I'm with Meg.
But
We're
my
fruity.
But my cautiousness was
Hell
that
yeah.
I feel like I was always getting the yellow or the orange one, and I
Oh,
didn't.
yeah.
I wanted pink or red.
Pink or red, yeah.
I wanted chocolate or caramel or peanut butter.
That's how I was.
That's what
I
you
was,
guys
gonna
were
say-
that was my
too.
jam.
I
Yeah.
was maximum fat kid energy. I'll let you know.
Give me nougat.
I
I don't
wanted
care.
chocolate. But what was yours?
I was the happiest with the Skittles. Any fun size
Yes.
or full size bag of Skittles.
If I was
Yeah.
going to get a fruity candy, Skittles were my number
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
But Starburst right behind.
Did you guys ever hear some kid in elementary school told me this, and it's just been fact for the rest of my life, but that Skittles and Starburst are made out of the same stuff. There's just a shell on a Skittle.
I don't.
I don't think
that's
they don't
real,
look
I
the
can
right?
see
same.
that. Are they
They
the
don't
same
taste-
company?
They don't taste the same.
either.
No.
No.
But
I don't
yeah,
know.
I definitely preferred the fruity candy over the
Me
chocolate.
too.
I'm gonna rethink my life now. Thank you, fucking, for clearing that up.
Yeah.
I've been listening to Brian Lamb from 4th fucking grade.
Yeah.
He lied to me. He
Man.
he
got
showed me
you.
Dragon Ball,
Goofed
but he
you.
lied to me about the Skittles.
Shit.
I think he goofed you. Okay, what was the one thing you would never eat? You would avoid at all costs.
Oh, Tootsie Rolls
Yep.
will always last.
Yep.
See, I
still ate 'em.
I talked
Yeah.
about this the other day.
It was
There is-
sugar.
There is, for me, there is some psychosomatic shit with things like that.
Yeah.
Tootsie Rolls, I don't dislike them at all. I think Tootsie Rolls, great candy, but they were always the last one
Yeah.
in the bowl or the last one they would give you. And so my
Yeah.
brain
Yeah.
goes, no,
No bad.
And I was telling Kevin, we had a little debate here. That's me with fucking oatmeal raisin cookies. What is wrong with an oatmeal raisin cookie?
Nothing.
Nothing.
It's an immaculate device. but when I see them on a plate, I go, bad, because they're the last ones there.
Oh, in the
Why-
variety
Oh.
pack. you're
Why
talking.
would
Yeah,
and then Kevin charged in as if on a mighty steed.
Yes.
And what did you say?
Those are the first to go for me. And I know what you're talking about because at Costco they sell
Yeah.
a 3-pack.
Yeah.
And it
Yes,
has- it has-
everywhere I'd go, there'd be that
yeah,
3-pack.
And I've had it. They've had it since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's a row of chocolate chip, a row of oatmeal raisin, and a row of white chocolate macadamia. I think.
Yes,
think so.
yes.
Okay.
Since it was Price Club, they've had it.
Yes. Always had that.
since the price. Club
And whenever
days.
I've gotten that,
yeah,
I always eat the oatmeal raisin first, then the
Yeah.
chocolate chip, and
Yeah.
the last one is always the white chocolate.
Okay,
macadamia.
so
Yeah.
my first is always white chocolate macadamia.
Really?
really.
Yeah.
And now I represent the third.
Dude.
There are 3 sides
Guys.
because chocolate chip is the definitive classic. So I
don't-
got to go for
they're
that.
the
We should move
classic,
in together.
But I don't think theirs is that good.
Really?
They taste
I
like
think they're all good.
They taste like big Chips Ahoy to me. Not knocking Chips Ahoy, but they're just
That's harsh.
they're
I don't think they're that bad.
they don't taste that great to me.
Really?
Like,
Oh.
Well, Kevin has made chocolate chip cookies that are like the definitive.
That is true.
That
so
is-
maybe he's got a high bar here.
Yeah.
But I do like all 3. However,
I'll eat all
any
3.
family event or gathering or thing I would go
Party,
to
yeah.
or whatever, it would always be that was the last thing. And so my brain goes, don't eat that bad.
Oh,
But it's like, what's wrong with it? There's nothing wrong
Nothing
with
wrong.
it. But so that's how it was with Halloween candy. It was Tootsie Rolls and there's another one.
Smarties.
Yeah.
we did
Yeah.
I don't
experiment
dislike
here.
them,
No.
but
Oh, yeah,
because I would
Smarties.
see them last, and my
Yeah.
brain goes, bad. I mean, maybe that's good because I shouldn't be eating all this fucking candy.
I've loved sugar my entire life.
Yeah,
and I would eat everything. It doesn't matter. But if I got like dried fruit or something like that,
Oh no.
that's straight in the garbage.
Bag
I'm
of
sorry.
apples?
That, or maybe occasionally I'll get a popcorn ball.
Oh,
yeah,
I used to
every
get
now
that.
and then.
And I think I'd take like one bite and go, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like,
It's just saran wrap, so we had to throw it away.
Yeah.
'Cause it was
However,
homemade.
Yeah.
Sometimes I would get, this was rare, but Costco would have like giant boxes of these and some people would hand them out, is the bag of popcorn, like cheddar popcorn.
oh yeah.
Ooh.
Like cheese popcorn.
That's good.
Okay.
That I was like, all right, it's not candy, but you pass.
Yep.
Because that, like, as a kid, you'd have a bag of fucked up popcorn.
Yeah.
I like that.
In between candy.
Yeah, that was like a good contrast. Yeah,
Palate
it's like,
cleanser.
yeah, it's like you're at the fucking movie theater. You know, you're at home watching Aladdin on VHS.
Yeah.
You got the bag of popcorn and Snickers or whatever.
Yeah.
That was a definitive second grade diet.
The one of the actual candies I didn't like as a
Yeah.
kid. I don't
What
like
did you
now,
actually not like?
was Twizzlers. I don't.
Twizzlers.
I
Right.
tried to eat them. I tried to eat them for the stream, and I was like, these taste awful.
Waxy. Huh?
Waxy, yeah.
We are not. We are, sorry. I know we hate to get political, but this podcast has gone on the record many times as anti-Twizzler.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I'm all
So
red vine.
we
I
are-
can eat like that big thing. I'll find myself eating like those and like a big.
Talking about red vines?
Yeah, red vines.
Yes.
That's it. Sorry. And a big chunk will be gone. I'm like, I ate that, man. Oh no.
Yep.
You took a third out of this bucket.
Yep.
Holy
Because
shit.
you just start popping them. You
Yeah.
just start
Yeah.
just chewing on them.
Yeah. red
Remember when they
vines
came in a
are-
box? Do they
Yeah.
still?
Yeah.
They still come in a box.
Like
Yeah.
movie
And the
theater,
movie
right?
theater and stuff. Yep.
But then there was
Black
that
vines, red
there was
vines.
that giant tub of them though that your teacher
Yeah.
would keep in class. for
Yeah.
when you were good during the movie, you stayed quiet. She'd give you a piece of it.
Yeah.
Always would be like, when is she not around?
I know.
Bust in those
You
red
want
Mice will,
vines.
the mice will play.
And then you can bite both ends off, and it's a straw.
Oh, it's
Oh,
so good.
yeah.
Twizzlers didn't do that.
And you like suck Coke through that?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know? Sounded
Snort
weird.
Coke
That did
through it.
sound
I-
weird.
Yeah, snort Coke.
Wasabi
Coke.
snooters.
You know, you'd be drinking a soda. Kids would look at you like you were fucking Edison. You'd be like, yeah, it works. Try this.
Yeah. then it
Ever
gets all
bite-
soggy and makes your fucking lips like
I always
sticky.
loved biting one end off and sucking on it, so it became really flat.
Yeah.
Oh.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
doing
Brilliant.
tricks,
or did you
dude.
ever suck on one end of it to where it would become just
Like
like a,
erode.
yeah, it would erode to just like a little spindle of a
Yep.
little whatever.
Ew.
Yeah.
Making shanks.
Yeah,
Dry it
it
out
would.
in the
It'd become
sun.
like
Yeah.
syrup at the end.
Just candy hacks.
Yeah, you do that and then let it dry out, and then you would have a weapon. You
That's how the
could
Oompa
like,
Yeah.
Loompas kill each other.
hey, let me copy off your homework. You know, you'll never see
Oh,
again.
in the neck.
Yeah, but
We did
anyway.
the candy experiment here because for Hell
Yeah.
Festival, I brought all that prop candy bowl in that you had to, devour the
Yeah,
the tainted candy.
yeah.
Well, we all ate it after, the next day.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
met up
Yeah.
again, and I think
Yeah.
it was
That was
gone by the
breakfast the next
third
morning.
day. But the last thing was not the Twizzlers. The last thing in the bottom of the bowl
Oh no.
was just the regular Hershey's
Straight
milk,
up Hershey
milk
bar.
chocolate.
And now
Yeah.
here's the thing: I have nothing against
No, I
Hershey's
like Hershey.
chocolate.
But
I
it's
like
the,
it.
It's
But-
the default.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like that's just the generic.
But
That's
because
just-
it's the last one in the bowl, my brain
Yeah.
goes, "Oh no, ew!" And it's
Yeah.
like, "But there's nothing. It's chocolate. What do you got? You
Yeah.
got nothing to complain about." But I won't eat it.
But there's secret. There are secret Twizzlers lovers
You
here.
guys, secret Hershey boys.
Everybody, listen. This is serious. There are
There's an R
secret.
in it, so he's using it.
There are secret Twizzler fans because the Twizzlers were gone before the Hershey's chocolate.
Oh, shit!
Who's gonna
Yeah.
Who
cop?
here was eating all the Twizzlers? I mean, I did throw a bunch on stage.
I ate
and
one.
I ate them off the floor.
What?
I ate one pack, and I'm like,
You
oh, these
just
are
tried one?
disgusting. They're rubbery.
Because it's still a fruity candy over chocolate. So I was like, well,
Yeah.
Hershey's original are these.
I
Let me
only
keep
want-
munching on the Twizzlers.
I only wanted chocolate. So we did this. Well, I want to talk about some of the not mishaps but incidents.
I wanna talk
during
about that
Hell
candy.
Festival. But before we get to that, I'm going to plug a couple things. Real
Oh,
quick.
okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Guys, if you're watching the show, shop.mega64.com is a great place to visit. You know, if you got like the second monitor, if you got like the RGB keyboard, you got multiple monitors.
You know you got it.
I don't know what your setup is.
Yeah.
Probably got
Point
a key
is,
light.
take the minute right now. Go to shop.mega64.com because we got a lot of great stuff. When we did our interactive Hell Festival stream, we put out a ton of great like exclusive Halloween merch. A lot of it sold out. We had 4 items in particular that people were really really like bummed they missed out on. So we put up an open pre-order for those items. I think it was the hitchhiker shirt, the Dickie Peeper shirt, the Mr. Gluber shirt. These are great.
Both of those classics.
And the Hell sweatshirt that Mariel did. Those are all up for open pre-order. And then we have a few items still in stock. I got the Game Face long sleeve that I've been wearing. There's still some in stock and a few other items as well. So go pick those up. If I think these items are coming down at least before or by Halloween, I think. So you have this week to get these and then they're gone. So shop.mega64.com. Check that out. And go to patreon.com/mega64 because we are putting some kind of exclusive stuff on there from all of our Halloween programming. We have like an extra haunted maze that we went through during our Scarecast.
That's right.
That's on there. It was like we had like kind of stuff that wasn't seen in the main Scarecast that we did. That's on there. We're going to have some other things from that night going up on there. Some extra scary games that we played through that we did not have time for during our stream. Those will be on there. So just if you want all kinds of extra stuff, that's the place to go. Anyway,
catch up on all the versions there as well.
Version 1, 2, and 3 episodes are all up on there now. Get ready for version 4.
Patreon's where it's at.
Yeah, so check that out. Okay, so our interactive Hell Festival stream, we had planned to do a live sketch. We always like to do at least one like thing with characters or whatever.
Yeah, some improv.
So we brought back our characters from Games Alive. And we had a general guideline for where to go. Like, okay, Dan's going to do a tutorial. Sean's going to do a tutorial where he plays with Dan's kind of limp body.
That's always fun.
I didn't know what he was going to do.
Physical comedy.
Yeah. So when he brought that vacuum out of nowhere and he started sucking me with his vacuum, I was seriously like, what is happening? Yeah, he hit that from all of us.
Last minute, he hit it from all of us because I was like, what are you doing? He's like, shh, don't. I'm just going to set this here and I'm going to grab it. I was like, okay, perfect.
I did not know he was going to do that. So that was a surprise. Derek listed, he did like a PS5 unboxing. Yeah. And then his segment was the sponsors.
This is fucking so good.
Which cracked me up, by the way. So he lists all these companies that have something in common.
You'll know.
He lists all these heavily Christian companies.
Amen.
He was just trying to crack us up in the studio. But then he lists In-N-Out, and he's like, yeah, In-N-Out, I don't know why they're on this list. So they probably did something. We don't know yet, but keep an eye on In-N-Out. I'm telling you, a day later.
The next day.
They started having restaurants shut down because they wouldn't vaccinate their work, or they wouldn't do the vaccine mandates for
go with the
California.
Mandate.
They won't go. It was a whole fiasco. I just thought that was so funny. Literally within a day of him saying, keep an eye on them.
Keep an eye on them.
They're shutting down restaurants. But anyway, so that happened. But anyway, during my segment, the whole plan, all it was for me was I was going to show good candy and bad candy that someone had tampered with.
Yeah.
And they said, however you get there, just make sure you can't tell the difference.
Yeah. But
there was never a plan to eat any of it. So that was where I was like, all right, because in my head, again, it's like, I want to fuck with everyone here in the studio.
Yeah.
Like, of course, I want to make everyone at home laugh, but the goal usually is I want to, Kevin's on camera. I'm going to fuck with him.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to, make Derek laugh, or I'm going to, whatever. So anyway, so Garrett had prepared a Snickers bar with a razor blade in it. And covered one in glue, Elmer's glue.
Yeah. It was a sticky.
And then there was one with a syringe in it.
Yeah. Full of liquid.
Yeah, full of liquid. And I just thought, well, if I put all this in my mouth, I think so. The razor blade Garrett had actually kind of like sanded it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, dulled it to the point where it wasn't dangerous anymore.
Just really dulled it down with sandpaper and a file.
I had seen that you had done that, but I wasn't sure if it was the same one.
Yeah.
Or if there was another bit planned. So I'm like, but I'm pretty sure, like, if
it's not like an Alec Baldwin situation. You trusted my razor blade.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yikes. But no, but I really didn't. I was like, I'm pretty sure. Like, why would he be sanding one down? It's the same one. It's got to be the same one. And then the glue, I'm like, well, in my head, I'm like, Elmer's glue, that's designed so that if a kid eats it,
it's non-toxic.
Love glue.
So I was like, I'm just going to go for it. And so, the Snickers with the razor. It was hard. I mean, I was chewing it. That sucked.
Oh my
It was like
God.
getting caught in my teeth, but it wasn't cutting me. So it was like, okay, I'm okay. There it is. Okay.
He's such a visual.
Yeah. Oh, it looked great.
Because Sean was not
But you
expecting
could hear,
that.
you could hear Sean. You could hear a couple people going like, "Oh, no."
Sean,
That's the other thing.
Oh my God.
So
Yeah.
I dulled the razor, and then I came in and gimmicked you two.
Yeah.
Because Sean and Derek weren't here, and I was like, dude, look at this.
and he just started cutting his
Yeah.
like,
So Garrett had showed us he sanded one down, but Derek and Sean did not know that.
So
Yeah.
when
Oh,
you
no.
started eating it and then pulled the razor out, Sean just thought like, why the fuck did Rocco put it in his mouth? He knew there was a razor in it.
Oh my God.
He didn't know it was dull.
It still hurt my mouth just by the nature of chewing a piece
Yeah.
of metal.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
but it wasn't it wasn't the typical razor blade experience. So anyway, that and then the glue, I've never eaten glue. I'll say that.
What did it taste like?
It actually brought me back to like kindergarten. Like it was the smell that you would smell of kids in your class eating fucking glue.
Yeah.
I don't know. It didn't taste like terrible. It was just, I don't know how to describe it. Just kind of a mealy kind of,
Sticky.
but it was starting to slow down. I don't even know if like in our story it was intended to be glue as much as just some foreign fluid.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was actually making it harder to open my mouth. Like
it was
I had it smeared
gluing the corners together.
Yeah, I had it smeared around my mouth,
And
and
it
it was
started
like
drying.
it stiffened. It was
Oh.
just like okay, all right. So it wasn't fun, but it was okay. And then the syringe was just I was assuming that was water in there, so I was like, all right.
You assume, I mean.
That I wasn't sure, but
It was my friend Molly gave it to me. No wonder you were tripping.
yeah, I was. But anyway,
You gotta wet the pipes.
So-
That fucking got me.
but anyway, but yeah. Aside from that, it was fine.
Yeah.
My face felt like it was getting harder and harder as like Sean had the segment after that, and it felt like it was stiffening. But
Oh,
it
no.
was okay. Aside from that, I
Yeah,
just went
he's-
and, like, wiped it all off.
He's vacuuming you. He didn't vacuum up any of that
No,
glue.
no.
Pull your
unfortunately.
beard off.
No, I really wasn't expecting that. But that whole segment was cracking me up because I didn't expect anybody to say any of what they
Yeah.
were. Like I said, we generally had a plan.
Yeah.
It made me when Derek threw the PS5. That made me laugh. That was the PS5 from our
The
video we did
yeah.
a year ago. But it's great to find
Yeah.
people who have not seen that video.
Yeah,
and they watch
no,
that
no, no.
stream, and it was like, holy shit, what?
Why'd you throw it?
We did have a friend working on that, toiling endlessly to get that PS5 to work again, and it does not work.
No,
So
I think
Oh.
it broke.
we'll just keep throwing it in videos. And it's so funny. Here we are a year later,
Yeah.
and that joke has only gotten worse.
Yeah.
That
You
it's like
still
it's
can't
not
get 'em?
it's harder now to get them than a year ago. I feel
Yeah.
like
Shit.
maybe I'm wrong, but
No, I think you're right. I think it's harder to get one if you really want one than
Yeah.
it was at launch.
I think so.
Because we were all on it and we all got them at
Yeah,
launch.
Yeah.
We were on that. Yeah,
But even if you're on it now, it's like, oh, GameStop has 5. Oh, they're gone.
yeah.
Oh, Target has. Oh, they're gone.
Did you see Best Buy has a new membership? Where it's like a geek. What do they have? Geek Club, Geek Squad.
Yeah, Geek Squad.
The Geek Boys,
Yeah.
whatever. Geek Squad membership
out.
or something like that, where you pay a fee per year. I think it's $200 per year. And it's like any problem you have with a device, they'll fix it. And you need tech support, they'll do it. Whatever. Okay. I guess if you need that, if you fuck up that much
Yeah.
with your gear, I guess maybe that's worth it to you. I don't know.
If you're
But
a boomer, you constantly need the
Maybe.
Geek Squad to come
Yeah.
over.
look, I got $200, but I don't have patience.
Who has
Maybe
the
it's worth
Geek
it.
Squad? Who pays for them to come to your house?
Yeah.
In
I don't
those
know. I mean,
VW
hey,
Beetles.
some people
do they
just-
still do that?
Some people might
I
just
forgot about
really
those.
need it. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. So whatever, fine that it exists.
Sure.
But behind that membership, they have PS5 drops like are behind that. So you if you have that membership, you
What?
get first dibs on when we get PS5s. And they other select hot electronics, but right now that just means
Yeah,
the
PS5 and yeah.
I could not
that's
believe that. I'm
crazy.
like, you really think people are gonna buy a $200 subscription to like? I could not believe that. Like,
That's
I
a
thought
ripoff.
They put too much faith in their stupid subscription thing.
Yeah.
Mm.
I was really surprised by that.
I think it's equally hard to get Xbox One S or X.
Yeah,
Series X.
Xbox
Well,
Series
Series
X.
X.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I love that we're a year in and the title is still
so
not.
fucking
Who knows?
confusing. Oh my god. I think those are equally as hard to find.
Just about.
Yeah.
I mean, almost.
At this point, the Steam library is looking a lot better with that handheld coming out soon too.
I didn't get that. I think I got that around launch. I think it was around then. And that I just, with the Xbox, it was just, I had really good luck with Target pickup. Like all the other sites, I had no luck with any of the consoles, but I was able to get a PS5 and because Amazon didn't deliver mine.
It didn't show up.
That was the issue.
A couple days later.
Yeah, but both the PS5 and the Xbox, I was able to I would go on the Target app at 3 a.m. and it would come. They couldn't ship it, but it would be like a local pickup.
Store pickup.
I think I was just lucky with local Targets around here, but I would just do pickup and go get it. It was the easiest thing. But
That the thrill of hunting down that in retail. There's something to that because like I couldn't get Metroid all last week.
Oh yeah,
and I was having fun, kind of hitting up game stores and Walmart looking for it. And, all right, they looked it up on the computer. It's across town. Maybe tomorrow I'll swing by. That was kind of fun, but eventually I just gave up and I was like, fuck, it's on Amazon. It'll be here. It'll be here today. It'll be here when I get home from work.
One day shipping and stuff.
Whatever. Yeah.
See, there's always that debate, especially when I look on like various conversations online and especially when it comes to like collectible stuff or whatever, there's always that like, no, I like the thrill of hunting for it. I have never been that person. I have always been like, can you just fucking give me the button to click where it delivers it to me? I do not want to, because I think I spent there was a chunk of my childhood where I did have to do that, where it was like, oh, you want the Phantom Ranger figure? You have to you're going to have to drive to like 10 different Targets.
You call like every Toys R Us.
And it was just like, I'm wasting so much of my time. I think I burned myself out young, where it was like, I don't want to spend my time doing that. And I think it was a combination of that and also having the internet really young is that I got spoiled by it. It was like, let me
pre-order.
When can I click this and it comes to my house? Like, and so that it drives me nuts. Like I still see people online that'll be like, I don't really want to do the online pre-order. I'd rather like find it in a store. And I'm just like, oh man, I can't do that. I just don't want to do it. And also like, I just felt like it was always, at least here in San Diego, we would only get 2 of things. Like it would be like, we got all these new figures came out. All the new Star Wars figures came out. And I'd go to my local store and it's like, we have 1 figure of Constable Zuvio. who is that? Yeah, I don't know. They don't have like Kylo Ren? Nope. Didn't get any. We got 1 Constable Zuvio. Okay. All right. Like we just wouldn't get supply like a lot of other cities would or something. I don't know. It's been like that since I was a kid. I would never find big supplies of things. It was just like we got 2 of this. I don't know.
There's something to the hunt for me now. I think because I shop retail so little.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I go to grocery stores and that's the only store that I'm like going to anymore. It seems. So when I do have the excuse to like, I'm gonna go find Metroid Dread or I'm gonna go find Deathloop.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it. They have it here.
Yeah.
Fuck, I earned it. Okay. Yeah, I've earned it. I found it. I'll spend $60. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm fucking playing mental gymnastics on myself. He's justified. You found it out in the wild. I mean, this is like, it's no shiny Pokemon, Meg.
Yeah. Sorry.
Was that,
Did you pull that out of a booster?
Yeah.
You're shiny?
Yeah.
Fuck, what a feeling.
What happened with that?
What
was
rush.
the story there? What happened there?
We randomly went to a mall and I had originally pre-ordered a bunch of like Celebration boosters and canceled it because I didn't trust the site I had pre-ordered it from.
Okay.
So,
I know there's so much forgery
it's scary
and like scary shit going on,
especially
with Pokemon
like,
cards now.
When you're dropping over $100 on it, like I'd rather not take the risk because I enjoy opening them and being like, wow, it's shiny. But overall, who cares? So they had a few boxes at this like comic store that we went to. And I got like a few really good cards. But I got the shiny full art Mew from Celebrations, which is super rare apparently.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, I had texted Johnny immediately.
Oh shit.
I was like, look at this.
Johnny, I know you don't have a mic. I know I keep going asking for your feedback here. How did you feel? Can you yell it?
Oh,
okay,
he's
going to get a mic set up.
We're setting
wanna
up
know
this one's important.
I want to know what Johnny went through when he saw that.
Check. I don't get jealous with that sort of stuff. I was like happy for Meg.
You do. I've seen you have that happen before, and you get happy for the person that gets it.
Unless like she got the FGP, that would be the only thing where I'd be like, oh god.
Yeah.
But besides that,
what's
I
the
was happy.
FGP?
The
It's like a rainbow.
You know.
It's like a
Oh, the
Pikachu with
Pikachu that he wants, like
Yeah.
the one Johnny's obsessed with?
Yep.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
I didn't get that one.
That's in the Celebration edition as well. Oh, okay. Who else is Ray's way into Pokemon.
Ray is very into Pokemon.
Card breaking, right?
Yeah.
Did he explain happiness upon the reveal of your shiny?
Yeah. Yeah.
You texted him as well.
I also had to. My
Rub
fellow.
it in his face.
Yeah, pretty much. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's one of those things when you get it, it's like, wow.
Is that the rarest thing you found at like a store, like a thing like that? you know?
Yeah.
That's what my next question was going to be is like, what's the rarest thing you found at a
It's
at a
got to
store?
be that.
The
'Cause
chase.
Especially at the price that I got it for, because I'm used to having to pay double if I ever see them in store.
Yeah.
And this is like, I got it at practically, Johnny said it was like MSRP. So usually there's huge markup on this stuff. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What about you, Garrett? What do you think is like the rarest thing you found?
Well, I was just even
Like a
trying to
collectible
think.
thing.
Yeah, because like I used to do blind box
Yeah.
stuff. Like every once in a while, I'd get sucked into like. But the last time it was probably 10 years ago with those Tokidoki Marvel superhero
Oh.
keychains. Those were blind box, and I would get into a thing where
yeah.
I'd go into Barnes and Noble. I'd be like, "Yo, give me 5." They'd be behind the counter,
Yeah.
like, "Give me 5
Yeah.
of those keychains." But I haven't like had that feeling of like the gamble of, you know, you're pulling from a booster pack or a blind box figure.
Yeah.
I know with the Disney Vinylmations, we were into those for a while.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
We would
But
open those at
nothing-
game days.
yeah, game days. Nothing has like fulfilled that urge recently. I haven't done that in so long.
I've
So long.
I know I've brought this up before, but I remember there was one game days where we I think we were kind of running out of options because we always like to open the blind box vinyl figures, which they haven't even made those
Yeah, they've been
in
out.
a few years
Yeah.
now. So I don't even know. We'll have to figure out something else for if game days comes back. I hope it does. But yeah. So there was one year I think we chose to do some Star Wars ones. It was like, well,
Right.
there's no other ones out right now, so let's do Star Wars. And we did, and then Ryan got like a translucent Obi-Wan, like Obi-Wan's ghost or something.
Oh.
And I remember him telling me like, yo, I sold that and it paid for my trip.
What?
And,
Oh my
and I remember
God.
thinking,
Was it a chase figure in that set?
it was. It wasn't
Oh,
even.
okay.
Well, no. There was like all the figures and a chase figure, and then
That's super rare?
Sometimes there's even a rarer thing than the chaser, where it's
Whoa.
like here's a regular one but just painted different.
It's just a variant.
Oh,
of
yeah.
the Jason.
Oh.
And so they
that
did that
paid
with
for his
Obi-Wan, and so yeah, and it paid for his trip, and I was like, bullshit. I just thought like I'm sure you got some money for it, but
About $500 on eBay.
like really, I just remember thinking like, come on.
Yeah.
And then a few years later, we did our Vinylmation thing again. I think it was with park characters. And I don't know if I got it during the event or before or after. I don't remember. But I got a Haunted Mansion ghost and it was translucent.
yeah.
And I was like, didn't they paint them? Like they're all kind of green looking? That's weird. And then I got more and those were green. But this one ghost, the fat dude, I forget what his actual
Ezra?
name is. No,
They have
his name
names,
is
the three ghosts?
Phineas or
I don't know.
I think it's like Phineas or something. I could be wrong. But anyway, one of them was clear. And I'm like, what? And I looked online and yeah, it was like they only did like 100 of those or
Oh my
something
God.
like that.
Yeah.
And I sold it and the exact same thing. It paid for my entire, all the shit I did game days weekend, sold that and covered it all. I was just like, holy shit. Ryan was not. So Ryan, I'm sorry. You lie about most stuff, but that was the one time I got to give him credit. That was the one honest
He
thing.
was honest.
Yeah, that he said. So,
Well, that's
anyway,
the heel move. You know, you lie to your enemies, you fucking lure them in,
yeah,
pretend
So,
you're the friend.
that's true. So anyway, I just want to say thank you, Ryan, for that one time you were honest.
I've like never, I've sold some of my collectibles, but never figures or like items. Like I've sold some
Yeah.
comics
Oh yeah,
over the years.
yeah. Most of the time I don't, but every now and then there's one where the ratio of how much it's worth way outweighs how much I care about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, wait a minute. I did have the chance to pick up some. Remember when My Little Pony was like fucking brony fandom had
Yeah.
exploded?
Oh, yeah.
There were a bunch of con exclusive My Little Pony figures that
Yeah.
me and Trish got.
Oh yeah.
I should say she got them and then I sold them on my eBay. And those put some pretty good money in my pocket.
Oh, really?
But that's like the only time I've done it. Yeah.
Have you ever?
I found at a thrift store I found Suikoden 1 and 2.
That's a pretty valuable game,
two
right?
is rare,
right?
1 I don't know if it's as rare, but I saw them both and I was stoked because they were like like $10 or $15 each.
Damn,
Nice.
really?
Yeah. They did not know what they had at the thrift store. They don't look prices up.
No.
Yeah, I want to say there was one time I want to say at Walmart they had Jammer Lammy copies.
Whoa.
For PS1. I mean, this was years after. And for some reason, I didn't have a copy of it. Like, I think I played a friend's copy or something. And that had become really rare online or really valuable or something. I think it was. But yeah, there was a Walmart that had a bin of them in the discount bin. It was like $6 or something like that. And I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And I got that. I brought this up before. Recently, over 2020, Disney started selling these Epcot posters of old attractions, like old 80s attractions that they had. And I got a few of them. And then I started to find out, like, there were some I really wanted and others I was like, well, that's kind of cool. I don't know if I want to get the full collection yet, but I'll get the few that they have now. And then it came out that they were only making 100 of each. And then it became like collectors were like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, we need those. And I was sitting on a couple that I was kind of even unsure if I wanted, but I was up late at night and I saw them go up.
Yeah.
So I had one for a ride called Maelstrom. I had one for, I think Journey to Imagination was one of them. I don't remember what the other ones were. There were some that I was like, I'm keeping no matter what. But then there was a few that I didn't really care that much about. And I posted on, there was a Facebook collectors group that was like, people were like hunting for these posters.
Sure.
And I mentioned I had them, and these like old rich dudes, like you could tell
your DMs.
they were like
God.
Club 33 members.
Oh yeah.
Were DMing me like I'll give you this, I'll give you that, I'll give you that. I mean, like thousands of dollars.
Whoa.
For like, I'll give you these, and I sold all of them except well of the ones that I didn't care about that much.
Yeah, yeah.
There were some like Horizons and like Universe of Energy. Some that I was like, no matter what, I got them to keep that because I don't like to scalp stuff.
No.
I just don't like that. But these were ones that I was iffy on anyway. And
it's never the original intention. It's just like, holy shit, this is worth that much.
And I'm looking, I'm like, I don't think I have the wall space for Maelstrom and other stuff anyway. So if these guys want it that bad, but they were offering so much money, it was like, yeah, okay, all right.
How could you say no?
So I said, sure, did it. I went through with it. And they just started reprinting them a couple months ago. And I keep rechecking with some of these people on Facebook just to catch up and see. And they're all like raging out about them. Like, I don't like these anymore. Now they reprinted up. They're reprinting them like bigger and nicer.
Yeah.
And on a nicer material. They're kind of metallic now, whatever. And they're like, this is bullshit. I don't even care about these anymore. How quickly they didn't care about them anymore. Yeah. And I noticed some of them were selling the ones that I sold them for like $80, $100. And I'm just like, so the reason I'm bringing this up is they announced new MacBook Pros this week. And those guys paid for it. So I just wanted to say shout out if they're watching.
It was the Epcot
I seriously set that aside. Just like at some point I'm going to need like a computer or something. I'm going to do it. And the day came.
It worked.
But yeah, that was the most I've ever encountered, like where I had something that was like of value to people.
That reminds me of that Cooking Mama game for the Switch that came out recently.
Oh, yeah.
And it got pulled because of some problem or something like that.
Yeah, what was the deal with that?
Well, PETA didn't like it.
People thought it was using their Switches to mine Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Right.
I forgot about that.
It wasn't available. They like couldn't sell it for a bit. But people got copies.
Yeah.
And people were like buying copies on eBay for a lot of money and stuff. And then like a month later, it's in the stores. Fine.
Yeah.
And people still to this day think that wasn't the case. Yeah. And anytime I see like Jared post deals on it and stuff, people just get so angry. Just like, why did I spend so much money on this?
No.
Oh, I love that.
Yep.
Was it really mining Bitcoin in the background?
No.
It was.
Yeah, what was the deal with that?
I think that was the whole rumor.
That was like
that was just a rumor.
And it was
espionage.
some other just licensing thing or something that they couldn't put it on the shelves just yet.
Okay.
Man.
Yeah, it's just funny.
That's what.
And now you can buy it anywhere.
Didn't the PS3 launch have some political thing tied to it with Saddam Hussein using them to do computing?
I think that was PS2.
PS2s, right?
He was gonna like daisy chain a bunch of them and use it to launch
This is
missiles.
real. Yeah.
I remember that.
Right?
Sony was being investigated. Like, why are you making all these PS2s? Well, pre-orders. I mean, across the globe. A lot of these are going to Saudi Arabia, though.
There was some fiasco with that.
Saddam is buying these PS2s. Well, he likes SOCOM. He likes fucking The Godfather.
We referenced that in a deleted scene in like Mega64 version 1.
Wow, how
in
weird.
2003, because that had just come across the news. It's like, yo, he's stacking up PS2s.
Yeah.
All those emotion
Get ready.
engines.
Yeah. Is that what the plan was?
He's going to do some bad shit.
What I thought you were going to mention was when you said PS3, I thought you were going to bring up Little Big Planet had like the Quran, they read the Quran or something.
In the lyrics.
There was something in there where it was like, you're not supposed to read that or something.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, it was a song in the game.
And they couldn't easily patch it, I think, at the time. Like, we still, isn't that funny? Like, now you just, you patch it. But I think at the time,
it was much harder.
It was harder, so they had to pull the copies of it, or I don't know.
Yeah,
what I thought you were
that original version.
What I thought you were going to bring up is that they had folding at home that was basically pooling the PS3, pooling all together to protein folding.
I did that.
And I did that too. It was fun.
If you ever read about that, like they made so many breakthroughs because of that.
Yeah.
There was when the PS3
computing.
first came out, there was like nothing to do with it. Like it barely had anything to play on it. And then folding at home came out, and it was like, well, here's a use for your PS3. All that computing power can be used to help cancer research.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I was doing that. I was leaving it on later. It's like, well, it's something to do with your PS3.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
Yeah. Instead of putting it in rest, just left it on.
Yeah.
It is.
Watch that animation.
And it is crazy how much can be done when you have like everyone's attention, because anyone who had a PS3 was, hey, fuck it, try it. And just that moment in time, they gained so much from doing that. And it's just like with the the COVID, the vaccines and stuff that are coming out, because of how much like red tape they've cut through with that. Now that's like, oh, we have an HIV vaccine because like, it took this many years to do it, but because they have all this research happening right now and all eyes are on this one type of vaccine, they cut through all this. It's like, okay, we had the world working on one thing, and because of that one thing, now we have the tech to do these other things, Anyway,
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I've been getting ready I've been very excited about our upcoming tour.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very excited
So
about
close.
that. Which, by the way, if you haven't, pick up your tickets, mega64.com/tour. We are coming to your hometown. A lot of the cities have sold out, but please get tickets if you haven't. I want to single out one city in particular.
Who needs an ass whooping? Yeah, let them know.
Okay. Yo, Florida. You've already been on the shit list of a lot of people.
Come on, guys.
The Orlando show, hey, respect. Sold out.
Showing up.
It did sell out. We got.
Nice.
If you want to go to Orlando, no chance. Sold out. I'm calling out. Is it Tampa? I think is Tampa the other show.
And I heard Tampa parties.
I think Tampa might be. Listen, a lot of these
Apparently
shows are either sold out or almost sold out, or not many tickets left. Tampa has been our lowest selling. I'm gonna be real. The Tampa show has been sitting there. There's like a kid and his dog coming to that show. What is going on? First of all, if you can't go to the Orlando show, the Tampa show has plenty of tickets. So if you did miss out, drive a little further, you can go. But what's going on with the ticket? If you're near Tampa, guys, I think this happened with our last tour.
Yeah.
All of them almost either sold out or almost sold out. And then we had one, like a North Carolina show or something, where we actually had to call it out on the podcast. So that's what I'm doing right now.
We need to call the internet soldiers.
Tampa. Listen, Orlando did their job. Tampa, what is happening with you guys? Is there what's going on?
Come on over from Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, I
Come
want to
on
know what's
over.
happening. I know Bill Murray's probably got a golf tournament or something around there.
Yeah.
Skip it. We're coming, and one time only. I'm telling you, we might not come back to Tampa if you keep not showing up. It's like someone's mom and a tumbleweed is going to the show. That's it. What's
I want to
happening?
be able to say that they tore the roof off the place. That was the best show of the tour.
So I want Tampa support. Come on, guys. Get the Buccaneers on the phone. Get them to show up. Whatever's down there. I don't know what else is down there. Anyway,
gators.
What could be greater than our show with a gator?
We'll bring a live gator on stage.
I'll wrestle a fucking alligator.
You heard it here first.
If I hear a commitment that people are going to go.
Come on,
but anyway,
Tampa.
I'm getting ready for this tour. We all have been, and I'm like, you know what? I want to be as armored as possible. I'm going to go in.
Oh shit!
Maximum power here, and I found a way. I got the vaccine boost.
Whoa.
I got a booster shot.
Ooh, you're boosted.
You got
I wanted to go.
armor?
Yeah, 2 shots were not enough. I went in. I'm like, no. I'm actually. They opened up the qualifications here in California. A lot of people haven't realized this too, because there's still an impression here, and it might still be in some states, but there's still an impression here that it's like, oh, it's only for like if you're like 80, if you're 80 years old or something.
Yeah.
But they did open it up the same as they did when I got my initial vaccine, which was like, okay, if you have any reason that you think this might severely affect your health, you can
Get boosted.
You can go. Anyway, so I did it. I was not affected by the first 2 shots almost at all. Like I kind of tired after the first one, but it might have just been my sleep schedule sucked.
Yeah.
And this booster kicked my ass.
Oh, really?
Nice.
As of 3:00 today on Sunday, when we're recording this, I thought to myself, okay, I feel okay now. But I got it Thursday morning.
Oh,
and I'm
shit.
telling
Wow.
you, Thursday, that night, I went and saw Dune. We'll talk about Dune in a second. We found out they were playing it late that night. Went with Johnny to see it. And I'm seriously halfway through that movie going, man, they're really making it cold in this theater, man.
Oh no.
And I'm like, why are they doing this to this theater? I'm Johnny, is it cold in here? I mean, kind of. Fans are on. I'm telling you, it's really cold. Anyway, so it started to affect me then. That was Thursday night. Friday, I was kind of like off and on, and then I pushed myself. I was like, I could still go out and do stuff and whatever. That was a bad idea. I was like, I got to lay down. And then Saturday, I was just in bed like all day. I just could not.
Resting.
And I had to work on stuff here, but I was just like a vegetable, like sitting at the desk, just like, I don't know. I can't do this. It fucked me up. I was surprised.
But now you're like Tommy, the White Ranger. You got the White Ranger armor on,
Yes.
and then you got that gold like bodice that goes over it.
Yes.
You got the booster bodice.
Yes.
And bought us burgers.
I definitely got bought us burgers. And
That's crazy.
And-
you're the first of us to be boosted.
yeah. So I had no basis of comparison. So I tweeted out that happened to me, and I did actually have a good amount of people reach out that were like, yeah, same. I didn't feel the other ones. And then this, for some reason, kicked my ass. I have a theory.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if the body works this way. So medical experts tell me.
How do it know?
I'm wondering if maybe it was, we went to Disneyland the day before.
Yeah.
Fairly crowded there.
Oh yeah.
But it was a nice day there. Like I had a wonderful day.
Yeah, so did I.
None of the lines were bad.
No.
I really think it's because they got rid of Fast Pass. That's a whole other. That's a creepy old crypt episode. We'll talk about it. But the line, like a lot of people there, but the lines were not bad.
No.
It was a wonderful day there.
Okay.
But I wonder if my body was fighting off so much shit from being there that day and doing its job that when I hit it with that booster, it was like, whoa, one thing too many.
Yeah.
And my body had to go into like, does that work that way? Like,
I don't know.
Maybe.
It could have been like a combination of stuff.
What, Johnny? Where are you? Oh, okay. I thought he was like, no.
Dr. Johnny,
No.
he knows.
I don't know how it works, but man, that rocked my shit. I was surprised. It was only a few hours ago that I actually felt normal.
But now you know it works.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm stoked. So I know it's taken hold. My DNA is forever
Altered.
I got the
Yeah.
X, whatever.
You're magnetic
Metroid
now.
shit flowing through me. So guess what? I'm here. I'm going to announce it. You know, I wasn't brave enough to announce this before, and I'm going to say it now.
Damn.
The terrible handshakes are back.
Oh,
This tour, anybody going out for the handshake is getting the meat,
The floppy fish.
between their thumb pinched.
Oh, pinch and
I didn't feel
weenus.
good about it before. We're back in. So that's the only reason I got it.
I want to stick some keys to your face and see
Oh.
how magnetic you are after the podcast.
Well, keep that away.
What's that?
It's pulling me over.
It's gonna be
to the
like
side of the
powder,
set.
like the movie
Dude, my
Powder.
5G signal just went up too. On my
Oh
phone.
shit!
Whoa.
Anyone else's reception really good?
Really good. Wow, it's true.
But yeah, so yeah, I was first feeling those experiences through Dune. We found out it was playing at a theater nearby.
Yeah.
I think I talked about I think I talked about this on here before. I'm really sorry if I keep repeating myself. My new I went with Johnny and he got to see firsthand the new Movie Pass.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What?
Brian was like floored when you explained this to
I
him.
have to bring this up. Our local movie theater has not hired anyone to check tickets anymore. So you just walk in and there's no supervision. I buy the tickets on my phone. I get there and it's like nothing. And the app even bothers me. Like your movie's up
So
and you haven't
starting.
It hasn't scanned. And I'm like, okay, well I'm all right. And it just refunds me.
What?
So I haven't paid. But Johnny saw firsthand and he can vouch for me. I always buy a shitload of snacks when that happens.
Because that's what they care about.
Yeah, because I like my theater and I know they get more money that way, but I feel like a dick. But that's the new Movie Pass is just don't
refund.
Don't get a ticket.
Yeah.
So that happened again. Went and saw Dune and it was as if we were just on our own. But yeah, it kind of affected my movie viewing experience because I'm like, I realized it didn't affect me. I didn't think about it much at the time, but when it was over, I was like, I feel like half of that I was wondering what was happening to my body. And I didn't know if I didn't have like a solid opinion on it when we got out. I enjoyed it, but I kind of didn't know because I didn't feel like it was a complete movie. Like I kind of felt like it ended really like, I mean, I that isn't my feeling. It does. I mean, it ends really depending on a part 2. But,
right, yeah.
But I kind of didn't know what I thought. And then when I was in bed on Saturday, I was just kind of like, I need to give this another shot. And so as I was stuck in bed, I just watched it all again. It was pretty cool. It was on HBO Max.
Yeah.
Like if you're into this kind of thing, it is worth seeing on a big screen. But man, it was cool to walk out of that. I told Johnny when we were there, I was like, it's pretty awesome that I can't remember what they like. Oh yeah, there was one scene where they were calling it, they were talking about the what do they call the worm?
Oh, Shai-Hulud?
Shai-Hulud.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember. I was like, is that what they were talking about? What were they talking about? It was pretty awesome to go home and just scrub to that scene.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh yeah, this is here. But anyway, I watched the whole thing again on Saturday and I liked it much more. My feeling on it was basically what they did with what was there was incredible. I don't think you could do that material. I didn't know anything about Dune.
Yeah, I've never read them, and it's been years since I saw David Lynch's version.
I've never even seen a frame of that.
Okay.
So I knew nothing. Johnny summed it up best because he was glowing about it when we walked out. He was glowing. I was like, I don't know what I just kind of went through.
You were shivering,
but honestly, like I was kind of burned by how it ended. I knew going in this was only going to be part 1 of a thing. So I was prepared for it, but I was still just like, really? Okay. And my review of it now is that what was there and kind of reading up on the material now and looking at like wikis and stuff like that. I don't know how they could have done better with that material. And so what Johnny said walking out was, I feel like when that started, I got hit with a movie from another dimension. And that's true. They did an incredible job fucking sucking you into that world.
Yeah.
World building, 10 out of 10. But I do feel like it is half a movie. Like, and I'm not saying that as like, I got screwed here. Like, I loved what they did. But man, I would feel better if they had, all right, part 2 next year. Yeah. Or like if there was some plan in place. But they keep doing this like, I don't know, maybe.
It's crazy to me that this movie's been done for 2 years.
Yeah.
And they didn't greenlight production until like this weekend for the next one.
Is that greenlit though now? Is it?
That's what I heard, is that now they're going to get the funding for part 2. But like, Timothy Chalamet is already kind of a young guy.
Yeah.
Homie's gonna have a totally different body and build.
His balls will drop
in
by the
4
next
years.
Oh, finally.
You'd be like, hey, what's
Paul,
up?
What's
I'm
up?
Paul.
Oh.
He's gonna sound like Jason Momoa. You're not going to be able to tell the difference.
Can we just walk straight through the sand? Fuck.
I got to walk like that. Anyway,
what they did with it, was it's hard sci-fi.
It is
hard.
Yeah. Oh
sci-fi.
yeah, it's fucking whiplash
Yeah,
when that movie starts. It's like, oh yeah, you're not on fucking Earth anymore. Get fucking ready.
I think the opening, because you guys said that Johnny's quote, this is like a movie that just starts from another dimension.
Yeah.
And I think the opening is just some voice in an alien language.
Oh, as soon as it starts,
Like,
it's a black screen with a subtitle. With a subtitle.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah.
I saw it in IMAX.
We ain't in Kansas anymore.
God.
Oh,
It was
no kidding.
It was like
that cool?
rumbling my buns, dude. It's like
Yeah.
Decepticons are talking to me, and it's fucking shattering my eardrum.
That Johnny, that's how you should start the podcast this week.
Yeah.
We said you would do something weird for the opening. Give us the Dune opening.
Yeah, give us the Dune opening.
And just make it Mega64 Podcast Part 1.
Is that what a Shai Hulud sounds like?
I do like that opening title, first thing on screen,
Yeah.
Dune, that they put Part 1. Because at least they told you up front. Marketing is another story, because I bet you there's still a lot of people that were like, wait, what?
I gotta
This
wait
isn't the
4
full
years
thing?
for the next one.
I would just feel a lot better had they, because my current feeling is this whole movie was just really laying the groundwork for this incredible world.
Yeah.
And if they're able to do more, that shit's out of the way. I think even there was an interview with the director where he said that. He's like, hey, the exposition is done. Now we can just go nuts in a cinematic language with further things. So if they're able to do that, phenomenal. But the way this movie is, if there isn't a sequel, it was kind of like, it doesn't, it's
That would
this is
be a
dead.
bummer. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like it really hinges on that. So that's my complaint, I guess, is like, it doesn't stand enough on its own, in my opinion, that if there wasn't a sequel, I would feel like I was a little bit cheated out of my time. I would, but maybe it would, get me to read the books or something. I mean, I guess that's not a
Golden
bad use of
Compass
time.
situation. Didn't that first one?
Yeah, but I just can't
Oh,
imagine
yeah.
they wouldn't. Yeah, Golden Compass, right?
Yeah. They made one movie that bombed and then no more.
Yeah.
But the books are there if you like them.
Yeah. But I just can't foresee this being like, well, no one watched it.
Apparently.
So and they made it sound like the director was like, I keep saying the director because I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Denis Villeneuve?
Denis Villeneuve.
Denis? Oh, it's not Denis? Denis.
I think basically said, he's like, I wasn't going to do this if there was no chance of another one. So I'm sure it will. As long as that happens, cool. But they did what they was there. Phenomenal job.
And it might make sense with the time jump. I don't know because I haven't read the books. And I'm just trying to think of what I know from like Lynch's version.
Yeah.
But yeah, it might make sense to have Timothy and his mom like another 6 years older by the time the next one comes out.
Yeah. When I saw it that first time, I was like, they threw a lot at me, but why did you have to end it there? I was a little more pissed about it. And then when I watched it the second time, I just appreciated what was there more. The first time I saw it, still a little confused on things. Second time, I was learning all the fucking alien language names for stuff. I was going, Johnny, let me tell you about the Shai Hulud. Let me tell you about the Chris knife.
It's so funny when I was like in high school, there was this hardcore band named Shai Hulud, and I just thought,
you were saying that.
What a weird name for a band.
Yeah.
I had no idea it was a reference, literary reference, or even if it's mutual. It's two different things. I don't know.
Yeah.
It almost sounded like a religious.
Yeah.
Like a religious deity, but it almost
It is.
The Fremen look upon this thing.
Yeah,
like that.
they look at that. It's like a kind of they kind of deify it a little bit.
Yeah, I started giggling
We're not gonna
throughout
spoil
the
the
movie.
movie. We're not
Yeah,
gonna
we won't spoil stuff, but I was giggling throughout the movie with how often they would say the word Fremen. Fremen this, Fremen that. Is she a Fremen? Are you a Fremen? I'm Fremen.
Yo, were you Fremen or what?
Where are you from?
Yeah.
Fremen? Okay.
Fremen.
But I thought they did
In the
really,
book, apparently it's like that.
But there was a lot of things to exposition dump in this movie, and I give them credit.
Yeah.
It was all done very well, where it didn't feel like, oh my God, you're just rattling these things off. They worked it into all these little, I really noticed it the second time, all these little pockets of like, okay, he's looking at a little video projection. That tells you one thing. Okay. hey, how's it going? Well, let me tell you this. Thanks. They broke it all up in these where it didn't feel like just one guy telling you, here's the story of
the chosen one.
No, they broke it all up in a way where it was, there was a lot of exposition in the movie, but it was done in a way where it was interesting and they breadcrumbed you in a good way. And I will say, I found it very interesting. I saw people say online, well, when it first ended, like I said, I was pissed by where it stopped. I was, come on. I told Johnny, I was like, I was good for another fucking 2 hours of that. Like, just give me the whole thing now. Give me another couple hours of it. And I said to Johnny, I was like, this is something you did not have to keep the fucking 90 minutes. Like, give me a fucking 4-hour movie of that. I would have been in. And then I looked online. It was like, no, I was like 2 hours and 40 minutes. Personally, I did not feel like it was that long, but I saw a lot of people online saying, "Oh, too long." But I did not feel that way personally.
I felt that it was getting long, like I was aware of it.
Oh yeah,
because I was kind of like, God, we're really fucking still we're going, and I loved every moment of it though. Yeah. I really trusted him.
They got your money's worth.
Yeah, exactly.
They took their time with every bit that they needed to.
Yeah.
And I appreciated that. Like I said, if there isn't a part 2, then it will be like, what the fuck did you do? You should have done it all in one movie. Yeah. But if they're able to do it, then all of that will have paid off. That they took their time with all that, and they can have all the time they need for the second half of it. It can all breathe instead of trying to get it all done in 2 hours. So assuming that second part is coming and it's all whatever,
2025
for me. But it really was neat I wasn't expecting, again, I didn't know anything about Dune. It was really an unexpected treat to go to another world like that and have it be so detailed. You know what I mean? So every little thing has been thought out and had a lot of thought put behind it. To like, how does this work? How does this exist because of this? How does it, you know what I mean? Like to be able to see the movie and then, hey, how did it work that happened? And you go on Wikipedia and there's a whole explanation. I'm like, it's been a while since we had, you know what I mean? Since we had
something that's got
Middle
deep
Earth
lore.
or a whatever, that the fact that it was put on screen with such care was like, okay. So like I said, hoping, give me that part 2. I do wish they would have done a Lord of the Rings we filmed both at the same time. Surprise, here's one in another year. I do wish because we're still like, when will we see another part? But that would have been nice. But what was there, I liked very much. I don't know how you felt about that. Is that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just really curious, how are these actors all going to come back now and like pick this up right where it left off?
Yeah.
Like, especially with how young some of the, like Timothée Chalamet and Zendaya, like they're probably going to look different in 5 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't, like I said,
unless they get to work on it now and they're, they could de-age
I don't know anything. I don't know anything. I have to de-age Timothée Chalamet. That's a fucked up movie.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about the story of Dune or how it goes, but maybe that will make sense when they get to that part. Maybe
I'm curious if they'll get into the other books.
Like we're hanging out with the, we're doing this shit and it took a long time.
I want them to do like Children of Dune shit and like Messiah of Dune.
I didn't know anything about that. I'd never looked up the titles of the books. I didn't know there was one called God Emperor Dune or something.
Oh wow, yeah.
I was like, I'm just gonna skip straight to that one. Sounds cool.
Sounds like the best.
But anyway, so my opinion has greatly changed over, like I said, that first screening, I thought I didn't know what was happening in my body. That was a big part of it. Yeah. And then I just kind of was hit by a lot of stuff and burned by the ending. And then watching it again, I appreciated more what was there. So Johnny has not stopped. Johnny's been a Dune
nut.
He's been a Dune stan. He's been a stan.
Are you
Dune.
Stan Paul?
Instead of a sand dune, he's a stand dune.
Hey, look at that. Look at that. Big Paul fan. Has he been using the voice on Derek at home?
Yeah. Did you use the voice on him?
That was the coolest part. I like that whole thing.
This is right in the beginning, by the way, everyone. Yeah. But he uses a voice.
He uses the voice. I mean, these books have been around since the fucking 60s, right?
Yeah.
What are we spoiling?
Yeah, guys, sorry. You had 50 years to
But I like that effect. I like it seems like he used a similar sound whoever made the score, similar to like the Blade Runner soundtrack, where there would be these big booming, almost like scary noises when shit would be like That it was intense, especially seeing that in IMAX. It was.
I thought,
nice.
I thought the music was really amazing during this movie because once again, it added to the aesthetic of this is not fucking Earth.
This alien
all.
world, yeah.
Like it was not, Star Wars, you're going to other planets, but it's got that classical almost style music. You know what I mean? It's got that, that connects us as people. That ain't fucking happening in this one. It is. I mean, it is like
scary.
Is this music? But
this is not music.
But it just adds to, like I said, when that kicks in right at the beginning, first breaths of an alien world. It's just like, whoa, where are we? So it just added to it. I didn't see it in IMAX. Saw it in a very big screen, but I would love to see the IMAX version.
Yeah.
Maybe if I have time or something, I'll check that out. But yeah. Thumbs up for me.
Thumbs up.
If it is on HBO Max, so check it
I'll
out.
check it out.
Check it out on your phone if you there were so many people I saw on social media like boasting about that because they knew how much the director was like pissy about it.
Watched it on their phones.
So like, I actually always do laugh when people try to find the most minimal way to watch it. Like, I got it working on 3DS. I always.
Game Boy camera.
Somebody did that with Tenet because they knew Christopher Nolan was throwing a fit about theaters or whatever. So they got it to work on. I think they got it dumped to. They flashed a Game Boy Advance cartridge and got it to play on that.
Oh my god!
And it was only like 45 seconds at a time or something on one cartridge, but that was making me laugh.
Just stick it to the man.
Yeah. Anyway. Was there any other stuff? That might be it for this episode.
I think so. That's what I can think of.
Talk about?
I mean, I miss Sean and Derek. I hope.
Honestly, I feel pretty good.
Well, I hope the birthday
the
went well. Yeah, I just hope it was worth it. It was a success. But
I think Sean did it. Yeah, I think I already. I don't remember if it was on the pre-show or on the main show that Sean is still stuck in September.
Yeah.
He's still dealing with
someone like Green Day says, "Wake me up." They didn't.
No, Sean is perpetually reliving September. And
September ended. Oh, I'm still sleeping.
He lost count of how many kids had birthdays, so he's just doing them again.
Yeah, he started. It's like a death loop. He had to start over again.
Yeah, and then Derek running errands.
Yeah.
But Sean, we really hope he's doing okay. As I mentioned before. Mega64.com/tour for all our tour dates. Come see us live. It's only a couple weeks away at this point. This is your last chance to get tickets if you didn't get those before. Then, as we mentioned, shop.mega64.com. Pick up your Halloween stuff before it's all gone. I don't know what's going to be happening next week.
It's Halloween.
It's Halloween on that Sunday.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But I was thinking about this too.
I know. I don't know if that's going to affect stuff. Like if we want, last year we did stream on Halloween.
Yeah, just random.
It wasn't a podcast, but a few of us are just hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we'll do that or a regular podcast or nothing. I don't know. We are not to whatever, but we are wrapping up a couple projects before we leave for tour, and that's coming down to the wire.
Definitely
be something that's happening at that point too. So we might not be on next week. I really don't know.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. Follow us on Twitter.
You'll find out.
We'll
there,
always be posting updates on there. But I think that's it.
We'll see you guys.
All right,
in the
we're just gonna
show.
end it. Let's end this on. We're gonna show. If you're coming to our tour, there's a special way to walk that you won't. That you
won't upset Derek.
Yeah.
Derek's
if you don't want to upset
sensitive.
Derek, this is because some people when
To
they meet Derek on
vibrations.
tour, they go, "Is he mad? Does he hate me?" So
They
there's a
always say
special
that.
walk so you won't piss him off. So
If you
see
approach
Derek,
him,
don't walk up to him normal. Walk up to him like this.
Yeah, let's get a visual here. Yeah. If you could just sidestep up, whoa. Approach him with
Yeah,
caution
there you go.
And then slide back.
and then slide back. So he senses it and he might return with some caution.
Yeah, the police are on their way.
Thank you. Oh, the fade
the
rate.
fade.